Loma just outboxed him all night long, knocked him down. At one point, Loma was battering him and was looking to, like, I don't know, I couldn't quite tell if he was looking to the ref and the Commey's corner or both of them at different times, but it looked like Loma had him hurt and was basically suggesting to someone to stop the fight before the guy really gets hurt. And yeah, I thought that was interesting. But, classic Vasiliy Lomachenko performance. He outboxed Commey all night. Credit to Commey. He's a game tough guy. He's like, how you always describe these guys as there's levels to this. And Commey is like, he's on that level. He's a former world champ. But once you get up against the Teofimo Lopez, the Lomachenko, those guys are just a step better. Not much, but they're always a step better, and that's why Loma was an 8-1 favorite. He did what he had to do, got the guy out of there, and got the decision, but handily got the decision. What'd you think of that, and what'd you think about Loma asking the ref or the corner to stop the fight?
Listen, first of all, Lomachenko, he's the magician, He's the guy. What's the name of that artist that makes things disappear?
Copperfield, David Copperfield.
Yeah, he's David Copperfield of boxing to a certain degree. Here 1 minute, gone the next. Oops, where'd it go? Disappeared. Oh, there it is. It's in your pocket. What? Oh, how to get in my pocket? He's brilliant. He's really great. Listen, as far as what was going on when he did that, that's part of his brilliance too, and I'm going to explain it to you, Ken, the way that I feel. Obviously, when he was calling for, first of all, he did legitimately have the guy hurt. But a lot of people have never seen that. Matter of fact, the commentator said, I never saw that before. I don't think that's ever been done. It has been done before. It's not a first. It was done years ago. I remember watching it when Larry Holmes, the great Larry Holmes, was heavyweight champ, and he was defending it against the not-so-great Marvis Frazier, the son of the great Joe Frazier. Marvis Frazier, hey, not every son can live up to what the father is, and necessarily get the same genetics that the father had, or the same will, the same drive, the same power. Joe Frazier was very special. Joe Frazier was a very special heavyweight champion of the world. But Marvis Frazier was 10-0. I think Holmes was, I believe he was about 40-0, whatever. But Marvis Frazier got the fight on network television because it was Marvis Frazier. And things didn't go too well. And he was getting destroyed by the great Larry Holmes. And Larry Holmes was playing with him. And Larry Holmes turned to the ref and said, what are you going to do? You're going to have me kill this guy? You're going to stop it? You're going to say, he was like holding him, bang, hey, bang. And then you look at the referee like, hey, what are you going to do? You got bang. Hey, well, what are you going to do? You're going to stop this, or you're going to make me hurt this guy? Come on, bang. I mean, what are you going to do? So there's a precedent for it. It's been done before. I think I know exactly why it was done by Lomachenko. I just talked about how brilliant he is in the ring, how special he is in the ring, how magical he is, how smart. Well, he's smart in other areas too. It is an entertainment business. We were joking about the kid who I think is a nice kid that came in with the Pimp Daddy outfit on, right? Why is that done, Ken? It's done to get attention, right? It's done for publicity, PR purposes. It's done to make money, hopefully, that it drives more people to know who you are. Well, Lomachenko is not devoid of understanding that, even though he's already been a three-time three-division champion. Lomachenko understands that, but his way of getting attention, besides just fighting well, his way of being a showman is not to come in with a jazzed up outfit. His way was to do this. This is what it was for me. He understood that he was number one pound for pound on top of the mountain. And he got beat by Lopez. And he had somewhere to come back. And he's come back. He beat the Japanese fighter. Now he goes and beats the former world champion Commey. And he knew there was a moment there to be a showman. A moment there to say the great Lomachenko is back. Without saying it at a press conference, without saying it in front of microphones. That's not his style. First of all, he doesn't talk great English. That's not his style. He came up with another way, again, brilliant, where he said, okay, here's my minute to be a showman. Here's my moment to have this stage where I say, Lomachenko, the great Lomachenko, is back to greatness. That he's on a stage here in front of everyone, and he's so brilliant, he's so special, he's so different that he has to ask the corner to save their guy. He has to ask the corner to intercede and save their guy. So he does that. The moment was there. Commey was hurt. He had control of everything. He could do it. And he did it. And that's why he did it. Now, is there a little bit of something else going on? I'm going to go deeper than... Well, I already went probably deeper than a lot of people would be thinking. They just thinking maybe whatever. But there's also a little compassion there. And I'll tell you in a funny way, how's a fighter going to be compassionate? Because that could hurt him. You know, you got to have that killer instinct, all that stuff, right? That eye of the tiger, you know, all that stuff. But he's changed in his life. He's changed a little bit since the loss. Those things happen. They happen to us. They happen to us as people. They make you reflect. They make you reflect on life, on different things. And from what I understand, and the commentators touched on it, what I understand through other sources is that Lomachenko, since his loss, has become more connected to his family, to understanding that there's more to life, if you will, than just being in a ring, being a world champion. And we should all understand that. We should all understand that. But he had a moment to reflect when he lost of who's going to be there when no one else is there. And it can bring you to a certain place. It can bring you back to reality. It can bring you maybe back to a better place as a human being, quite frankly. We could probably all use that kind of reflection sometimes, to be honest. And that was a little bit connected maybe to that too. That in thinking in those kind of quarters now, those kind of terms, those kind of ways, like he is thinking in a more human way. Like, I don't want to hurt this guy. Stop this fight. So I think it was a combination of that, the change in his life since he lost the title, and the reflections that have been there for him to reflect on where he is as a person and what he wants to be as a person. I think a combination of that and a moment, the brilliant moment of a brilliant entertainer who doesn't go and say a lot of stuff necessarily to the press, and definitely doesn't wear all kinds of crazy Macho Camacho, and I love Macho Camacho, Hector Macho. I loved him. He was one of the fastest fighters ever, and a very sad ending, and not a bad kid. I know he ended in a bad way, but I don't care. He wasn't in his soul. He wasn't a bad kid. He was a kid. He never grew up. He was a kid. But there was something very likable about that kid, if you got to see it and to know it, and not just to know what the newspaper articles said. But, as you would say, I digress. What I'm saying here with Loma is that, yeah, he also noticed an opportunity to be an entertainer, to grab the spotlight again, to grab his place of greatness again. To remind people, shake them a little bit. Hey, you forgot me, huh? You forgot me! Don't forget me. Look what I'm doing. So I think it was a combination of all those things. What I think it also did, besides bring attention to him in that kind of way, I think that he lost the rhythm of the fight a little. He allowed Commey to recover. I think he was on the verge of knocking him out. If he kept that rhythm going, hitting him shots he wasn't seeing, stepping to the side, stepping out, stepping in, I think he would stop him. But going up and down beautifully, I think he would have stopped him. But he allowed a very game, big-hearted Commey, and he deserves credit for that, to recover. And he never got the rhythm of that fight again. And to that point. And I'll tell you something. Even though he continued to win round after round, take him apart piece by piece, which he did, brick by brick. I mean, he was just taking him apart, pot-shotting, just, having target practice at some point. But something else happened very interesting for me. Commey started taking the punch better. And yeah, Loma slowed down a little bit, coasted in spots, but he started taking the punch better. Commey did. And I'll tell you why. His pride was hurt. He was embarrassed by that move by Loma. He was embarrassed. He's a proud guy. He's a good guy, this Commey. I know people that tell me he's a very decent human being and a very humble human being. And he was embarrassed. And I think his pride elevated his concentration level to the point where he said, I'm not getting hurt anymore. I don't give a damn. I might get beat. Now I'm getting beat, and I'm taking a beating. But I ain't getting hurt. I'm not going down no more. He made up his mind. The mind is a powerful thing. And 75% of this is mental in this business. And it was similar. I cross-reference movies. You know that. The fans, they understand. Yep. And I would cross-reference, because sometimes movies parallel life, real life. I would cross-reference the Rocky movie, I think it was Rocky IV, when Rocky was in there with the big giant Russian who was supposed to squash him. I will break you. I will break you. And he was in there. I don't think my kids are going to get on me again. You got to work on your imitations a little better. But when in that fight, there was something real about that, even though it looked like nothing but hokey movie stuff, where Rocky suddenly said, I'm not getting dropped anymore. I'm not getting hurt anymore. And he started walking through this giant Russian fighter. Come on, hit me. Bah, da, da. Come on. Yeah, and I ain't going down no more. That happens. That happens in life. It happens. It can happen. And I believe that you make up your mind. And I think some of that happened a little bit with Commey, where I ain't going down no more. I'm not getting hurt no more. You might beat the crap out of me, but I'm putting all my thinking, my eggs in one basket of just that you're not hurting me no more. I refuse to relent.